Hello there.
Hello everyone, thanks for coming. This week's theme is beverage companies, and we've got a few to choose between. This is Battle 6, I'm the Gentleman Investor. Let's invest. As always, we're going to reveal who won last week's battle. We're going to have a portfolio update, and we're going to battle 2 more stocks against each other this week. Without further delay, let's get underway. So Next and B&M fought it out last week. We've added up all the votes, and the winner was B&M. Also, special shout out to my first commenter, Logan Scallon, 815. Logan, you're in a prime position to win some money in March when the income generator pays out its first winnings. Admittedly, it's only £1 at this stage, but there's still time to increase that number. You're of course welcome to spend it however you want, but I hope it'll be enough by then to put into the market and you can pick a 10-bagger. Right, let's take a look at how our portfolios have performed this week. By way of reminder, it's £25 into 3 pies, one where you pick the stocks, one that tracks a benchmark, and one that generates income to pay you money. So let's take a look at the benchmark first and see how it's done. We're up to £127 invested now, and it's got a handy 2.1% increase, making us a whole £2.62. Not too bad. Turning to the Battle Royale, we're up to 5 stocks now. There's BME or B&M, and they've all done not too great over the week, led by a great fall by Tesla, losing 4% of value. However, they're still up over 15%, so still really well, but a bad week. Let's see how it's looked. Last week was a great 1.8% increase when the GB market fell by 3.3%, whereas this week we're down 1.2%, and that's even worse than the UK market, which fell by 1.1%. So close, but worse. And apparently, according to Wall Street, it's still a value portfolio and a solid dividend payer. We've moved away from growth. We're now into dividends, apparently. Next, let's take a look at the income generator. This was the first ever week. It was up 0.2%. Then up 0.03%, and last week up 1%. So slow progress, but moving in the right direction and lovely to see. However, that's not what we care about with the income generator. It's all about those payments. So let's have a look. We're now up to £127 invested, which means an annual dividend of £3.89. It's creeping up, ever up. And most importantly, the next winnings, £1.43. That's also moving a lot quicker than I thought. And hopefully in a few months it'll have something more substantial to pay out. So how's it looking overall? Last week, 3 in the green. The Battle Royale was a very handy 3.78% up, beating the benchmark. This week, it's again up 3.28%, a slightly smaller growth amount this week, but still beating the benchmark, which is currently sitting at 2.1%. And even the income generator's up at 1.72%. It's lovely to see these moving up.
3, 2, 1, fight.
This week's theme is beverage companies, and it was a really tricky one to find a single stock to invest in. Apparently there are loads of good companies in this area. We started off by looking at the following companies: Coke, Pepsi, Britvic. Britvic owns the UK franchise for 7-Up and Pepsi Max, amongst others. AG Bar, better known for Iron Brew. Fever Tree, and Nichols, which owns the Vimto and Slushy brands. As with UK retail last week, I'm hoping that as inflation and rates come down, the pressure on the cost of living eases and the discretionary beverage sector starts to see some growth. Being the diligent investors that we are, we did some research, compared the metrics behind all of these companies, and we started to make some eliminations. To help narrow our list down, right off the bat, we've dropped Coke and Pepsi. They're just simply not sexy enough for a YouTube video. And if I've ever heard of a good responsible investing decision, that's got to be it. No, in all seriousness, I've eliminated them as their growth doesn't look like it will compete with some of the others on this list, I don't think. And the purpose of this portfolio is to try and beat the market. As we've added a couple of dividend payers recently, I thought we would focus more on the growth-orientated companies this week. Narrowing it down further, Britvic was next on the chopping block as it seemed the weakest of the remaining stocks, having a high level of debt and not the best cash flow as far as I can see. Accordingly, it was eliminated too. That left AG Bar, Fever Tree, and Nichols. I was sorely tempted by all 3, to be honest. I've eliminated one based purely on greed. AG Bar had the slowest earnings growth of 6.5%, compared to 84% for Fever Tree and 56% for Nichols over the last year. More importantly, I don't see where the major growth for the company comes from. Iron Brew is a great product, even though it is a bit Marmite, with some people loving it and a few hating it. But, and please let me know if you disagree here, I don't see it spreading massively in the near future. I just think that if it was going to explode, it already would have done so. And then there were two. Let's compare their high-level metrics. Fever-Tree has the best ticker in the world, with FEVR, or Fever. Fever's PE ratio scares me, although it is apparently still good value and has good growth potential. I would be tempted to invest in it, but at the end of the day, I don't think I need to consider it too carefully because nickel seems to be the winner by quite a way. So all things considered, both seem to be stable companies with good future prospects, so it was a really tight call this week. But I think we should go with Nichols. The company appears to be in great shape, and I love the brands Vimto and Slushy. I think they have a great moat. There isn't really anything like these two products anywhere else. I also think that, to keep banging the consumer spending drum, as people start getting back to old spending habits, slushies will become a thing again, when people go to the cinema at least. Either way, it's a great company with good prospects. Let's see how it performs over the next few years. Do you agree with me, or do you think that we should be investing in Fever-Tree? Or worse still, do you think I've missed the obvious trick and we should be going for Coke or Pepsi? Would Buffett be disappointed in me? That would be terrible. Please let me know what you think in the comments. I hope you enjoyed watching that as much as I enjoyed researching it. Please let me know who you think should win in the comments, and I look forward to seeing you next week.
Goodbye.